Alrighty, y'all. So we're gonna take a look at a video from my guy Loot and Waifus, right? A lot of people wanted me to take a look at this video following my video yesterday, which was the my bad, the pilgrim modes video. A lot of people wanted me to take a look at this video because apparently it's about how Loot and Waifus does not like the treasure system in Nikke. I'm assuming it's the length of how long it takes to get favorite items and treasures. There's no way someone hates the way that treasures save these characters. I refuse, right? But we're gonna see what's going on here. I'll leave the original video down below in the link and the comments so you guys could watch it without my commentary. Make sure you guys go show some love to Loot and Waifus, and let's see what's going on here, right? So it's called I Really Don't Like This, and the thumbnail has a lot of like the treasures on it and stuff like that. So let's see.
The treasure system has been out for already a little bit, and I want to talk about the things that I like about the system and the things that I do dislike about the whole treasure, favorite items, whatever you want to call them, right? I wanted to wait until I could at least test 3 or 4 of them and see what the plans were from Shift Up Ends. So
I do want to say quickly that my opinion on this, like, I don't know if you guys really care about my opinion or not, but I have used all favorite items besides Vipers, because Vipers just came out. But I have done and tested and showcased every character's favorite items with 2 skills only, right? I don't think anybody has access to 3 skills because it does take very long to get 3 skills, right? So when I start getting the 3 skills and stuff like that through other people, I don't even have my own favorite item, y'all. I really don't. I don't have a favorite item. It takes too long. RNG is crazy for leveling up and stuff like that as well. It is a bit of a hassle, but for the people who have favorite items and the ones I've tested, I have tested all 4 of them. It's just I've only tested the 2 out of 3 skills, right? For some of the characters, that 3rd skill doesn't really, not necessarily doesn't matter, but it's not like you kind of get the performance from the first 2 skills as well. Maybe just Laplace, right? Because hers only goes from 5 seconds to 15 seconds. That's like the only one you really get her full performance regardless, right? But let's see what is going on.
hello the internets, welcome back to Loot and Waifus. I am Sefi. Today's topic, favorite items, and if they're good, they're bad, what I dislike about the system specifically, how I hope they improve it, and comparison with other games that are doing similar things and how they're doing it, right? So before we start, as usual, if you would like to subscribe, come to the channel, and let's get started with the video directly. So let's talk about first treasures in Nikke, and then we'll switch to the other game. You might recognize the music already, you might not, but let's talk about treasures in Nikke first. What are the treasures, these favorite items? They change how characters work. They will give you different skills for example, Laplace. Laplace now deals true damage, and her burst, it's literally 10 seconds instead of only 5. And also, she can keep her stacks a lot easier, right? 15 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever it is. So she is becoming from, you know, as kind of not really good DPS character into a, if you can get her treasure, a really good DPS unit, actually rivaling the other meta girls out there, right?
Yeah, so I wanted to just add in real quick, chat. When it comes to these favorite items, right, when I get Laplace's, I'm putting her on the team over a lot of the Pilgrims. You got to remember, Laplace is my favorite character, right? Well, second. She's after Bay, right? Bay is my favorite character. But Laplace, if you were OG on the channel for the last year before I put my little animated face as the profile picture of the channel, Laplace was the brand of the channel and stuff like that. So for me, with these favorite items, saving someone like Laplace, who wasn't really all that crazy before, she wasn't necessarily a bad character, but she wasn't like that great of a character, to not making her one of the hardest hitting DPSs in the game, it's like, there's no question that I'm going to be using her over a lot of other Pilgrims that I do own. Especially since I have so many dupes for Laplace. Not only that, you get a lot of stats for favorite items. She's a really good character after her favorite item, which is quite crazy. So yeah, I do think treasures, like the way they went about actually reviving the characters in treasures, they did a fantastic job. Because again, I've tested all 4 of them besides Vipers. The only one I have an issue with is Freema, and that's only because the characters she's trying to support are not in the game for real yet. So it's like, yeah.
But there is a couple issues with this system. So to start with, Nikke has released only 5, right? If you go to Nikkepedia, favorite items, there is only 5 characters that can have this, right? Yep. It is Exia, Prima, Diesel, Viper now with this latest update, and Laplace. Okay. They also include dolls for every single character, and as you can see, the RNG in the dolls is trash. And one of the first things that I want to talk about, how hard it is to get these dolls. Because the only way we're getting these dolls is if you get lucky on your daily missions, on your outpost, right? and you open these boxes and you get an SR. You can get lucky. Yeah, of course you can. But that's a lot of RNG already. The only other way is every time there is a solo raid, we're actually getting a lot of dolls and a selector on the last day. On day 7, when you are clearing the last solo raid before a challenge, you get a selector. And the selector is actually goated because you can get the purple doll, which you need to evolve into the treasure itself.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's gonna mention it here, but Nikke did say that they're going to make a specific content, like content-based content. I don't even know what I'm saying. Nikke said they're gonna add a content in the game, a permanent content that will be meant for favorite items and collectibles, right? And with how good I feel like they did the solo raid rewards very, very good. Very, very good. The only problem is solo raid is a one in a month, like it happens once a month, right? So with how good they did the solo raid stuff for these favorite items and stuff like that, and them adding permanent content, I do have high hopes for that permanent content, whatever that is. But other than that, getting these dolls are very, very insane, because Nikke has a really, really bad problem of making these things that you have to grind your ass up to get, like the modes as well, and then you have to rate a certain amount of fragments to open it, and then it's RNG between an SR and an R, right? The box for these items are SR boxes, and you still have SRs and Rs in that box. It's so stupid. Make it that an SR box gives SR stuff. Make it that SSR boxes in this game give SSR level stuff. I really don't understand why Nikke keeps putting Rs and SRs into stuff that are not meant for they're putting rarities that are not meant for those boxes in those boxes, right? It's very, very annoying to me. And it's like the biggest thing I have. That's like my biggest gripe with this game. All right, if it's a SSR, whatever it is, they're putting SRs and Rs in there. If it's a SR thing, they're putting Rs in there. Like, just keep it how it's supposed to be and just put an SR. Now, if it's a SSR or if it's a SR box and they are putting SSRs in there, that's good. I feel like, because obviously the SSRs is better. But I should be only getting what I want or better, if not just what I want. There should be no downgrade in these boxes. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here.
So the first problem that the system has is doll acquisition and materials to level up. It is a lot of RNG. You cannot buy this, but just because something is not paid to win doesn't mean it's a good system. And in fact, right now, it is just literally 2 months, at least, if you want to get a treasure from like a blue doll into a purple doll into the treasure itself, max level phase 3. Because we only get 3 materials per day, and you need 160 in total. If we consider that there's gonna be a solo raid in between, giving you random ones, then you can get lucky, right? It is 1.5 months, 2 months to max out a treasure. That is a lot. And that's not including the RNG of actually getting the doll for your weapon type. I haven't gotten a single one for shotguns, SMGs, snipers, or assault rifles. A single one. I've opened more than 20, close to 30 boxes already, because I'm resetting every day my daily missions to get more boxes. And even then, I've gotten no purple ones. You can use the combined system, but that's a waste of dolls. It is a waste.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot that was a thing in this game. I forgot the combined system for treasures was a thing in this game. Wow, I'm not gonna use it because I would like putting my R dolls or even just the SR ones on my like characters that I use a lot, right? But I forgot. I haven't been putting dolls on characters, bro. They're just too RNG and too hard to get that I don't want to just put it on whoever I like seeing, right? But yeah, I forgot combines were a thing in this game.
Of those right now, at least. So first problem is this acquisition, these materials. It is too slow. The system feels like it's gonna take years. Now the second problem is the dolls themselves, because they are releasing right now 1 every 2 months. Looks like it's gonna be the plan, 1 every 2 months, but they are releasing 3 characters per month, 2 characters, 3 depending on the event. So how are we gonna ever catch up? Now some people might say like, oh Sefi, this is not to catch.
Sorry, wait, what?
How are we gonna ever? 2 months looks like it's gonna be the plan, 1 every 2 months, but they are releasing 3 characters per month, 2 characters, 3 depending on the event. So how are we gonna ever catch up?
Catch up in terms of like favorite items for characters, I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's what he means, like catching up in terms of characters getting favorite items. If we're getting one every 2 months and we're getting like 3 to 4 characters a month, that's what I'm assuming he's talking about, right? Because I don't think the release of a character has anything to do with how the favorite items work in the game. But in terms of like, yes, let's say, for example, Rosanna came out a long time ago. That's a character I would say needs a favorite item, right? With them dropping 3 characters a month, and then we're getting a favorite item every 2 months, and it already takes so long to get one favorite item, it's like by the time, let's say, someone like Isabel gets her favorite item, like 3 years would have already passed or something like that, right? So yeah, he's right. Never mind.
Now, some people might say like, oh, Sephi, this is not to catch up. It's just, so we can get characters that are bad into a better spot. Not really, not really. Let's be real here. What you are getting with the treasure is, yes, a character that can become better in terms of meta and usage, but what most people are interested is the background you're getting, the new Bond stories that you are getting, thanks to unlocking this as well.
I'm gonna give it a G, y'all. The wallpaper and the Bond stories are cool, but I don't care for that, bro. I personally don't. I'm not doing all this for a wallpaper. I'm doing all this because I want to see. One of the main things I complain about are bad characters getting no love in this game. So for me personally, favorite items just bringing back the character from the dead all the way up to the sky. That is like what I care about. I care about reviving these characters. At least me with these treasures. I care about characters coming back from the grave all the way up. Right? Laplace is a character that even though she's one of my favorite characters in the game, I was not using her. Now with her favorite item, I'm using her. There's no question.
Well, the new voice lines and all of the extra stuff, not the treasure itself, right? So for how many characters there are in the game, it's just too slow. Now, when I say it's too slow, I need to provide some context as to what other games are doing. So let's switch here for a second into brown.
Okay, buddy. What the? Yo, what are you, bro? What is going on, bro? What is? Hell, is this brown dust? That's brown dust. Yo, that's fun. I was not expecting that. Good, thank you, my boy. Though, thank you. I mean,
that's two.
Oh, my AC just came on too. Even my it's too hot. It's too hot. My AC came on. It's too hot. All right, there we go. Let's see.
So Brown Dust 2 has the same system as Nikke. Instead of being called treasure, however, it's called potential. Now, what's the potential system? If I go into my Gyaru girl, for example, right? She has only one costume. I'm actually gonna put a character with 2 costumes from the collab, so we can see how this works.
Isn't that Ares from Mushoku Tensei?
Character in Brown Dust 2 has different costumes. Every costume can count as a skill. So she has 2 costumes, 2 skills, base and a different one. Now these skills, as you can see.
Am I tripping? Wait, I'm sorry. I know this is not what the video is about. Am I tripping? I'm pretty sure that's Ares, no? Looks exactly like her. That should be her.
Have different things, right? They have a range, a target, the knockback, what they do, etc. But they changed this because you also have the upgrade system. And this will give you reduced cooldown, it will change how the skills work, it will give you a lot of passive stats, and sometimes, in a lot of cases, it will also change these skills, like the range. The skill itself completely will change. So this is the same as a treasure system. Now, what is the difference is that every single character in game, with all of the costumes, which is a lot, and I don't have all of them, by the way, there is characters with 5, 6 costumes. Every costume has a potential system. It took them less than 2 months, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, to release a potential for every costume in the game. Once again, compare that to Nikke, where we're getting 1 every 2 months, and it takes you 2 months to max out a single treasure. Now, some people will be, Sephi, just asking for things to be free. No, I want proper progression. I want my account to feel like I'm getting progress every day. And you don't feel like that in Nikke most days. Because you go to special interception and you get shafted. You go then to your daily missions, you open a box, you get a doll, a blue doll that's useless SMG. Or you get
I will say, I agree. Chat, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff in Nikke does feel RNG based. The only thing that's like guaranteed for me is like simulation room rewards. Other than that, everything else is like I have to pray to God that I can get what I'm looking for, right? Interception EX, I'm praying for a custom module. And then even when I'm opening the boxes that I've been grinding up for, I'm praying for like that Pilgrim gear set. It's like, it's a lot of the stuff is RNG based in Nikke for like the rewards you get. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, really. But I mean, I guess that you could say I do, but it's like, I'm glad someone said it, at least. I'm glad someone said it, right? But I'm just glad somebody said it. That's what I'm going to get at.
Even maintenance kit, which is work, right? So a lot of times for Nikke, the progression doesn't feel rewarding, doesn't feel like you are actually making progress. It feels backwards in comparison to other gachas. I'm not going to get into the fan service debate today. It's not worth it, even though, right?
There's no debate, y'all.
Clearly,
there's no debate, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a G with you. Brown does smokes Nikke when it comes to their little animations. When it comes to their fan service, the Nikke, no. I'm not gonna get into all that, but trust me.
There is games out there giving us a lot more, but again, I'm not gonna get into that today, right?
Okay, you know what, buddy? Let's go. Okay, let me just. Okay, buddy.
Is treasure systems. System.
Good lord.
So it is too slow. The RNG is awful, and at the pace that they are releasing treasures 1 every 2 months, we will never catch up. This also gives them excuses to be releasing bad characters in hopes that in the future they will be both the treasure and also release gacha skins to sell for $60 a skin. That's not worth it for me. Let's start saying that for me it's not worth it. Because they are attaching them as well to the characters. So not only they are selling skins, gacha skins based on a story for Modernia, but now they're also selling the skins based on who is getting a treasure. And I don't like that. I just don't like that. I feel it's a shit system.
And that right there, what he said is something that I said, like it's not what I said, but it's something that I addressed in a video, because I've seen a lot of people saying that, right, where people felt like they dropped Viper's skin only to promote the favorite item, right? Because, and if you really think about it, it kind of looks like that. Right? They gave Viper a gacha costume skin, a limited gacha costume skin, and then when players get her favorite item and she becomes very broken, and you know, people start using Viper a lot, it's like, damn, let me get her gacha costume because I'm gonna actually use this character a lot more with her favorite item. Right? That's just what I assume most people see it as. So that's why when I made that video, I've seen a lot of people saying what Safai's saying right now about like, oh, it looks like they dropped gacha costume skins for these favorite items and stuff like that. Because that's literally what it looks like, right? It's literally what it looks like. Viper, come on, most irrelevant. No, I don't want to say most irrelevant, but like very random drop.
We like the idea of the characters getting changed on skills completely, how they work, Laplace becoming useful, Exia becoming actually meta for co-op and electric content, like what the fuck, right? That's good. But it's just, the concept is good, the execution, like most stuff in Nikke, is really, really bad. But this is like how I feel about the system personally. Do let me know if I'm maybe reaching out too far, right? And I'm stripping on this one, and how you feel about the system itself. It's gonna be it for this one. Just a small rant on the treasure system and how I feel about it in general in comparison to other games, like for example BD2. But that's gonna be this one. Okay, Monsters, I love you all as usual. Thank you to my patrons.
Thank you, Loot and Waifus. I know you wanted to finish your outro, but let me do mine. Keck W. I do think Loot and Waifus has a valid point in this video. I think what Loot and Waifus is saying is fair, and it really is, right? I do think favorite items, the way they save the characters, is phenomenal. I do think so. I do think how long it takes and how they go about getting the favorite items does take long, right? But like I said before, the favorite items, the way they go about it, like, because favorite items are equivalent to EZAs. I think that's a very simple way to put it. If you play Dokkan, or even if you play counter side, right, rearms, that's what favorite items are basically equivalent to. So I think when it comes to fixing up a character, fantastic job. It's just what he was saying before about how it takes to grind it, RNG, all these things. It's always been a problem with Nikke, and they obviously implemented it into the favorite items as well. And obviously I can see why it becomes a problem for most people, especially since, like he said, they drop 3 characters a month. And then if we get one every 2 months, that's like 6 to 8 characters a month, or every two months. And then it's like they drop 1 new favorite item for an old character. It's like, realistically, I do think that's fine. I don't think we should have, every character should have a favorite item right, by like next year, obviously. But I can understand the frustration of like we're getting 6 characters every 2 months, 6 to 8 characters every 2 months, but for one favorite item. It's like, how long is it gonna take till we reach certain characters, right? It's just how it is. If they're adding 6 characters or 6 to 8 characters every 2 months, how long will it take for us to reach certain characters, right? Who would I say wants a favorite item? Like, when will Senti get a favorite item? She doesn't necessarily need one, but eventually Senti, eventually Scarlet, eventually Modernia, whether it's in 10 years from now or not, eventually all of these characters will have favorite items. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, eventually all these characters will have favorite items. The question is, how long will it take for us to get to that point? So, I do agree with it. Like I said, I will leave the original video linked in the comments down below, so go ahead and check it out. Subscribe and like to my boy, and also subscribe and like to me if you care about my opinion or anything like that. But for now, it's going to be your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace. If you're wondering why my swears like this, I'm asleep, so I'm out. Bye.